If you are living with diabetes, you already know the emotional weight it carries. The diagnosis can feel like a heavy label, like something that follows you into every moment. You may find yourself torn between frustration, resistance to medication, and the longing to just feel well again. But there is a way to walk yourself, step by step, from discouragement toward hope. This journey is not about forcing yourself to feel great right away. It's about gently guiding your thoughts, softening the resistance, and remembering that your body still has access to its natural state of well-being. This workout is an invitation to shift, slowly, convincingly, from the powerlessness of diagnosis to the hopefulness of possibility. I don't like this diagnosis. It makes me feel powerless. Sometimes it feels unfair that I even have to deal with this. The word diabetes weighs on me like a verdict, as if something in me is broken beyond repair. And when I think of taking medication every day, it almost feels like a reminder that I've lost control of my body. I feel stuck between fear of what might happen if I don't manage this perfectly, and anger that I even have to. I feel exhausted from the routines, the numbers, the testing, the rules. It seems like I've been trapped in a body that won't cooperate with me, and I hate that thought. It drains me. I don't want to live like this forever. This resistance, this hopelessness, it sits heavy in my chest, and I know this powerless place is not where I want to stay. Somewhere deep down, I sense there must be a better way to feel. I don't know yet what it is, but I want to find it. I want to move even a little from where I am. I am angry about this. I don't want to pretend otherwise. I didn't ask for this diagnosis. I didn't wake up one morning and say yes. Let me manage blood sugar and medications for the rest of my life. I hate that I have to think about every bite of food, every reading, every pill. I hate that sometimes it feels like my own body betrayed me. And I feel frustrated at the doctors too, because they talk in numbers, charts, and rules, but they don't feel what it's like to live in this body day after day. Sometimes I want to blame genetics, or stress, or the years of habits I couldn't fix. I want to shout at the unfairness of it all. Why me? Why this body? Why this condition? At least anger feels more alive than that powerless heaviness I was in before. At least this firing me shows I still care. I still want something better. I am mad at this condition, and that is proof I am not giving up. I may be fuming right now, but underneath that, there is a spark. I want change, and that is why this anger is here. Now that the shouting is over, what I really feel is sadness. Sadness that my body hasn't been the partner I wished it would be. Sadness that I can't just eat and live freely without all these rules, numbers, and restrictions. It feels like I lost a kind of innocence, the freedom of not having to think about every little thing. I see other people enjoying their lives, and sometimes I feel left out, as though I've been handed a burden I didn't deserve. That hurts. And yet, even inside this sadness, there is something softer than the rage I felt before. I may not like this condition, but I can admit my body is still here for me. It's still doing so much to keep me alive. That means I haven't been abandoned completely. I feel a kind of grief about where I am, but I also notice there's still a will in me to keep going. The tears I shed are not just weakness. They're proof of how much I long for life, how much I want to feel better. And that sadness is already lighter than despair. It's not the end. It's the beginning of wanting. And from here, maybe I can find a way to turn toward hope. I can feel that my sadness has softened something in me. I don't have the same fight I had before. Instead, I can sense a quieter truth. My body is still here, still carrying me, still breathing for me. Even if it isn't perfect, even if it feels limited, It hasn't abandoned me, and that matters. I can begin to appreciate that the medication I resisted is actually a kind of ally. It gives me stability while I learn how to feel better emotionally. I don't need to condemn myself for where I am. I don't need to replay blame over and over. I am where I am, and for now, that has to be enough. And underneath all of this, I remember something deeper. My body must know the way to heal. Every cell was born with that wisdom, even if I've been out of balance. The memory of wellness is still there inside me. My cells know how to find their way back. They know what to ask for. They know how to receive it. I don't have to manage every detail. I just have to allow my cells the space to do what they know. I can trust that this intelligence is greater than any diagnosis. I can trust that life energy never stops moving toward balance. It comforts me to know that my body remembers how to be well, and I can lean on that memory. Even when I can't see the evidence yet, right now I can simply allow the thought that relief is possible. Relief is possible. And in this moment, that feels better. I am beginning to feel hopeful. I notice that when I soften my resistance, a little space opens inside me, and in that space, hope feels possible. I like remembering that 99% of healing happens before there is any physical evidence. That means things can already be changing for me right now. My body might already be responding in ways I don't yet see. I don't have to watch the numbers constantly to know that something good is underway. I can measure progress by the way I feel, and right now I feel lighter, steadier, more hopeful. My cells know what to do. They've always known. When I get out of their way, I let them do their natural work, and I like knowing that the very energy of life is eager to support them. I feel like a different person than I did when I was weighed down with despair. Hope has shifted my whole vibration. It makes me feel as if my body is standing at a doorway, ready to receive something better. It feels like possibility is alive again. I don't have to know exactly how it will all unfold. I don't have to push for results right this minute. I can simply hold on to this hopeful feeling and let it grow stronger each day. And that, right now, is enough. I can feel the shift in me. I am not only hopeful now, I am optimistic. I can see how things could turn around for me, how improvements can unfold in ways I may not even expect. I appreciate this medication that steadies me. Instead of seeing it as proof of limitation, I can see it as a gift, something that buys me time and space while my body remembers how to heal. I appreciate that I have doctors, even if they don't always understand my feelings, who help me stay stable and safe. I appreciate that I am alive, that my body has carried me this far, even through the years of frustration. I've begun to understand something important. The way I feel is the gateway. When I soothe myself, when I meditate, when I walk, when I breathe deeply, when I find appreciation, I am opening the door for my cells to receive what they've been asking for. And that is a revelation. That is power. It feels good to know I don't have to control every outcome. I don't have to fight the diagnosis every day. I can simply nurture my emotional journey and let my body do what it knows. And it does know. My cells have never forgotten wellness. They are always calling for it, always reaching for balance, and now I am allowing it. I appreciate this new awareness. I appreciate that I can finally say, I got out of the way, and that feels like freedom. I'm doing things differently now. I am making myself feel good on purpose. I'm appreciating life, small moments, small pleasures. And every time I do, I feel stronger. I feel like something inside me is aligning, coming into harmony with the source that created me. And now I am anticipating what that means. I'm excited about it. I can feel the possibility of becoming one of those stories of transformation, of recovery, of renewal, and that thrills me. I feel aligned. I feel like my body and I are finally on the same team. I'm not fighting it anymore. I'm listening, trusting, and laughing more than I ever thought I could about this. Yes. I still take the medication, and instead of resenting it, I smile at it. I thank it. It's like a bridge I walk across while my body catches up to its own remembering of wellness. And that makes me laugh, because I used to see it as proof of weakness, and now I see it as proof of support. I'm even smiling at the doctors. Let them look at their charts, their numbers, their stay the course speeches. I'll nod politely because deep down, I know something bigger is happening inside me. They might call it a miracle if my numbers change, but I'll call it alignment. I'll call it me doing the one thing I never thought mattered, tending to the way I feel. I love that I can live, thrive, laugh, and even play with this journey. I don't have to figure it all out today. I don't have to conquer it in one leap. I just keep leaning toward thoughts that feel better. And every day, something shifts. I find myself looking forward to life again, to mornings, to meals, to conversations, to new possibilities. I don't need pity. I don't need to justify anything. I am free to choose thoughts that make me feel good. And when I do, my cells rejoice. I can already feel inspired action calling me. Sometimes it's a walk. Sometimes it's preparing food with love. Sometimes it's simply breathing and laughing at how far I've come. And sometimes it's dreaming big, imagining myself as one of those unexpected stories people whisper about. Can you believe it? Look how well they're doing. And I laugh, because of course I'm doing well. Things are always working out for me. They always have been. And now I finally know it. You've just taken yourself on a journey, from the weight of frustration and sadness, through anger and resistance, all the way into hope, optimism, and laughter. You reminded yourself that your body hasn't forgotten wellness. You remembered that your cells still know the way, and that your job is simply to allow. Whenever you feel weighed down by this diagnosis, you can come back here. You can let these words guide you into softer thoughts until you feel that spark of hope again. Every time you return, you make it easier to believe, easier to trust, easier to feel good on purpose. This is your emotional practice. Your way of opening the door for your body to receive the well-being it has been asking for all along. So come back often, let yourself reread, re-listen, and walk this path again. Because every time you do, you remind yourself of what is true. Things are working out for you. They always have been, and they always will.
To find a better feeling, thought.